Alright, well, I've never done this before, but since I foolishly forgot to plug in my microphone for a race that I recorded and won in, I'm gonna go back here and we're gonna repost this with my post-dubbed commentary, because this was a very special race. Again, another Kyle Busch tribute, and one that I was able to pull off a win in the Crispy M&M's tribute car. So we're going to go through how this all happened. So this is the race start here for race 3 in NARRA. This is only the second start I'm making of the year. And here we are in a turn 1. You see Mooch sticking it in 3 wide. Mooch has been pretty good this season in NARRA. He seems to be clicking with these cars better than the NRL cars. And early on here, this is a chaotic race. I mean, there's a lot of yellows, there's a lot of crashes. And just take a look at that 26 car. Right here, I'm like, all right, Alan Mooch is making moves. But here I consider helping out my teammate Alex Murillo, and he slots in just in front of me. I make sure to lift enough so that he's able to pull in front. Side by side with Caleb Marinelli here in the Zest machine. And then through the right-hander here. See, Braden Mayberry also on my bumper. So now we have 3 teammates in a line if we can get Alex to go right. But right now he's stuck at the left, with Mooch shoving it 3 wide up the middle. And now we're just trying to get through the corner. Right now I'm getting a good feel for trying not to bump anyone too aggressively through that carousel. I think everybody is trying to figure that out right now. I give a good push to the teammate here. We're trying to lead lap 1 here at Ford Performance Racing Camp. Raven Dagan, though, is trying to break that party up in that 36 car next to us. And then with a great couple of corners as everyone went wide, Marty Dallas in the 88 car, that blue machine to the left, trying to contend. As you see, he and the 4 touch wheels and they wreck behind. We somehow get through, trying to take a normal line. I side draft Mark Fart here, and we lead the first lap of the race miraculously. And the good thing about doing a post-commentary dub is that I get to skip to the next green flag rather than wait 3 minutes under caution. So yeah. Also another shout out to the girly friend, Shelbs in the stands. Okay, that was creepy. I literally typed that. I'm at a loss of words. That was weird. Okay, so yeah, anyway, shout out to Shelbs in the stands, as I said. Green flag back out. Now I'm just trying to hold the inside, try to defend Marty, but I just go a bit too wide. He takes a better corner, but we have the help from Mayberry. Right here I want to cut off the 88, but also get back in front of the 6 to give him the draft. But he gets freaking turned because Marty like hit a bump or something, and it's a big crash. So right now, that was a big mistake right there by me. I freaking went wide. I was looking in my mirror at the crash, but that's okay. It just gives my teammate the oh my god, the lead, and there I get wrecked because I'm trying to stay behind the 4 and the 36, and I got in an awkward spot. But luckily, we saved the car and kept going straight, which was honestly miraculous. So now it's those 2 still battling for the lead. Dylan Jones in 3rd. I'm going to decide to, of course, help the teammate in the middle because, you know, I try to be the best teammate I can. I can't guarantee it's always like that, but most times I try to be. There I had a mistake. We got really lucky not to get swept in that. Yeah, but right there, I cut the carousel too soon. We barely missed getting clipped by Alex Murillo there. And now I'm on an island by my own. My teammates have wrecked. They're further back. So we're trying to lead back here. I think I do end up leading back here as well. Second place is really where you want to be in a situation like this. Like, when you're the leader, you're a sitting duck. So here I just try to take my corner. I kind of screw it up a little more. But Tanner also hits the wall. So here I'm like, all right, get the draft. Do the exact same thing I did to Mark Fart. Just like that, and get back. Tanner said, damn it, in rage. He really wanted to lead that lap, but in the end, we pull through, and we're going to lead at the next restart again. All right, so for this one, we've led all the laps so far today, and by all the laps, I mean literally just the 2 laps we've done so far due to the cautions on every single restart. And the theme doesn't really change much. Right here, we're going to actually hold the lead a little longer than last restart. Get a push from Tanner. And right now, I'm going to test my defense skills here on the straightaway. Thankfully, Tanner's not doing anything crazy quite yet. But, again, another caution. I'm surprised I didn't try to look in my mirror here. But, yeah, apparently they junked them up again. So, here we are for another half lap under green before we go back under caution. I'm wondering, I don't remember if I lead at this time. I feel like I feel like I probably didn't, but we'll find out together. Tanner's still in the wake. Eventually, he's going to get some help from whoever's behind him, I would imagine. Unless it's just us two. Unless the entire field wrecked in that wreck, whatever, however big it was. There's Alex in the back. He bumps the 24 into me. That's to be expected in that carousel. Things just can jam up so fast if the lead car doesn't have a perfect line. And then here I'm just like, all right, take the corner. This is one of my better corners. It was just hanging it down in the grass here because, you know, it's within limits. It's not out of track limits. Right here, I think I'm going to try to help the 4, but it's a kind of a tough line, and the 24 just misses the corner there. Branham ends up leading back here now that I remember. I tried to make one more move, but his defense was really good. Had a late block there. Perfect block. I mean, I couldn't really do anything. I don't really think I even had the run to pass his nose either way, so a good race back there for Braden Branham. All right, I want to say it gets better here eventually in terms of cautions being thrown every lap. So here we are. I'm trying to enter inside of Branham so that way I can get the lead back immediately rather than have it be tougher to get later, but there the curb just spits me out, which is okay because what this does is align Braden in front of me with Alex behind me, so it's a Ford Performance train again. And teamwork is the name of the game in this series, and from what I've seen so far racing these races is that there simply is just no other team that works as well as we do on the track. And it just shows time and time again. And a big factor of that is that a lot of the other teams don't have up to 3 teammates a race, and we've been lucky to have 3 teammates in the last 2 races here. So here's Mayberry. We take the carousel. Bumps on the back of the 4 from Braden Branham. So that shoves Mayberry a little wide, but nothing crazy. Here I don't really have a choice. I have a big run. I wasn't really in a position to push the 4 squarely. There I get hooked a bit by the 00, so now I just have to hold on for dear life and recover, which is fine. It's totally fine. It's way early in the race. It's not the end of the world. And here I'm just like, all right, Raven. When you enter these braking zones in NARRA, and I think a lot of the field is going to have to recognize this over time, you have to check up a lot earlier. I get hooked to Dylan Jones here, and now I'm ping-ponging, but we save it. But anyway, you really have to check up a lot earlier than you think if you're in the back half of the pack because you don't want to run anyone over. That's how road courses work. You need to lift earlier than you think you need to just so you don't cause a bottleneck and cause the leaders to wreck when you push them into the corner going 700 miles an hour. You don't want that. So hopefully the more road courses we do, hopefully people figure that out, or else we may see road courses be removed from the schedule entirely low-key. But this one wasn't too bad except for that final corner. Let's get back to commentating the action though. Here I'm going to help the 15 because I love Caleb. Caleb's a jolly old fellow. I help him a bit too much though, and I check up big time to make sure I don't wreck him any more than I need to. But yeah, sometimes you get hooked to the bumper in a bad way, and they're wrecking again. The 36 and the 51 into the wall. Here I'm just like, all right, no need to enter on the outside 3 wide. Let's just have a good carousel. However, I get really loose, hit a bad bump. So now my goal here is just simply don't lose the draft. So we went wide there due to that bad bump. Hit the tire barrier pretty awkwardly too. So here I'm just like, all right, nail this corner. Guess what? That spits me out too. So right now I'm just like, all right, just calm down. I figured I was pretty good at this racetrack, just need to hit the marks and focus, and when people go wide, that's the time to catch. And just like right there, that was pretty solid gains right there. We're comfortably within draft range now, so I am not overly concerned. Lap 6, finally the rashes of cautions have ended here. By the way, don't ask me how to pronounce the name of this racetrack. I'm just going to call it the road course because it's a stupid name that I am incompetent. Too incompetent to pronounce. But the lead battle is between, it looks like, Braden Branham still and Braden Mayberry. There's Mayberry and Mariel helping each other and doing really well. I wish I could be part of that trio, but I'm a little mired back due to difficulties, but that's what resilience is all about. Now we're back, and they just wrecked there. I totally missed how that started. Insane lucky wreck avoidance, I must say. Branham hits the wall, though. There's nowhere to go there. That was interesting. Well-timed caution for us, though. Turning the car around is a pain in the NARRA. But again, here with the caution coming out, it's not the end of the world. We will have a restart coming up where we'll bunch back up. And we're going to be like, we're on an island on our own here. We're like 4th or 5th right now. So just bringing it back to the line. Trying to hit our corners without being spat out by the racetrack again. I don't know who's leading. Is it still Branham? Did he recover from that wreck? I don't know. I think he did. He, Mayberry, and someone else, I believe, out front are the top 3. And we're going to cross the line 4th here prior to the next restart. And it is, in fact, Braden Branham that leads back after causing that secondary crash with that yellow. And away we go for the next restart. This is lap 7, I believe. We got a nice, solid start there. Went a little wider than I wanted to there. I mean, technically, that's the normal racing line. It's not cutting through the grass, but it does the trick. Here, I'm like, all right, push Mayberry. It was a little sketchy there in the first second because I didn't want to push him into Branham and then cause a wreck. Now it's a battle of pushing between Raven and Braden versus me and Braden Mayberry. And we're going to come out on top here. At least the 6 car is. Right here, I'm like, okay, now I'm a sitting duck. But I'm going to try and keep the 6 out front if I can. And right now he's got a bumper's lead. Now I fall behind the 36 here after he fills the hole. Marty Dallas shoves his way into Mayberry's door. And now here I'm like, all right, just take a normal carousel. We have the teammate on the outside, so I really don't want to hit him. But Dylan Jones on our bumper really made me nervous. And then there he boots me. It's going a little too quick. Which I'm like, okay, not the end of the world. Just recuperate here. They almost wrecked for the lead up there. And coming around this winding corner to take lap 8. Thankfully, I do not get spit out by the track there. And we are where I want to be personally. I might check up here and give Alex the spot. Yep, there we go. And then on the right-hander, I'm like, okay. I'm on the outside of Tanner. We took that really well. Someone nailed Caleb for literally no reason. But aside from that, I think it was Maestrom. That wouldn't be too surprising, honestly. But here's lap 8. Braden Branham and Braden Mayberry. Battle of the Bradens out front. And Alex Muriel and I are hanging back here, more mid-pack. Just trying to keep up. But good news for us, it looks like that Muriel has linked up with Mayberry again. Oh, but now he's going right. Am I looking at the right guy? Oh, no, he's right in front of us. Mayberry is. Okay. So we're back in a train that just got screwed up because Branham wrecked and kind of jumbled things up. But just like that, we find each other again, and now we are going places. So it's a 1, 2, 3 train here as we get around Dylan. Oh, but a bad bump there. I don't know what it is with that section of the racetrack. It's like if you connect weirdly to the back bumper, you just turn the guy. Usually these cars are pretty stable with trying to push someone and it won't wreck them, unlike the NRL cars. But it has its moments. Now this corner looks very scary. You have Dylan on the inside. Dylan just booted me last corner. Yeah, just a lot of momentum from the pack there. Everyone's going in the tire barrier. Mayberry up on 2 wheels but keeps it going. And now it's Dagan, me, and Dallas in a train. The 4 trying to make the corner there. We make contact, and then Dallas and I kind of hook together. Dylan's wrecking. Saves it, I think, after that. Here I'm like, all right, take a good inside corner. Thankfully, Raven knows how to take a corner properly and didn't boot me. And here we are coming back to the line. Here I'm going to try to lead the lap on Branham, and this time we'll be successful with a big push from Raven. Oh, but then the 4 pushes the 36 to the middle. The 4 very antsy, trying to get back up here. Very, very antsy. Oh my god. Raven climbs a couple cars. That might be a caution. Unless they kept it going. I guess no caution. That was kind of wild. I forgot that happened. Mayberry with a lot of speed. With Branham on his bumper. He just goes for it. Not really... didn't really have any other choice there. Take the lead if you have the momentum, you know, that's how it be. And then thankfully I find the 6's bumper again right here. I almost turned to Tanner Campos back there, by the way. That was scary. But now we're hooked back up with Mayberry. And then you got Branham and Dallas on the left. So here I'm like taking the outside. This has been my favorite move when I'm side by side with a teammate. Take the outside, just kind of take a nice arc. But Brandon makes a pretty good move to stay on my inside, but I'm going to try to keep helping Mayberry here so that we keep the 1-2 going. Hopefully Alex gets up here again sometime soon. But there Mayberry hits the wall, which forces both of us wide. And we're coming to the last lap of the stage. Mayberry wisely lets off and just going to take the corner normally. There accidentally gets into me a little bit. I have to save it, but we're fine. We are fine. A nice drift there. Brandon's going to lead this lap, I would assume. He's getting real... Brandon's really scared that I'm side drafting him that aggressively. And here we are into turn 1. The 4 is going to probably help the 6 here, I would imagine. Yep, here we go. So now we're going to have a train, I believe, unless... Here I'm just bullying the 0-0 to the point where I just freaking missed that. So Alex, as he should, he takes the more inside line, so he helps the 6. I would imagine I'd check up here to help these two. Yep, there we go. Get in line and just try to get a 1-2-3 going while this line has no help on the outside. Now we have half a lap to go. Obviously, it's very touchy in this part of the racetrack to push. And now here I'm trying to just defend once again for my teammates here to win this stage. So Brandon gets by me, but here I'm like, all right, they won't get by him if I just take the inside back. So I sacrifice the spot and then go back for it here on the inside. So now if I just take a carousel that's defensive and hold my ground, I hit Alex a bit there on accident, but thankfully he holds on. The 15 shoves through for 4th. That's great news for me because now he and Brandon can battle. So now I'm just like, all right, just check it up, make normal corners. And now here, I'm going to check way up for the corner. Just make sure I get through it cleanly and make sure these two have a little bit of buffer room to get through this corner. So I take a defensive approach. I check up a little more than I should have, honestly. Big bump from Branham, but in the end, we did the job there. Ford Performance Racing 1-2-3 as a result here. As we get ready for the second stage, Braden Mayberry wins stage 1. All right, so what a wild stage 1 that was, am I right? I don't even know if they're actually officially called stages here. As we're back, green flag now. Halfway bonus is what it's called when we get to the halfway point of the race. But here we are for the second half of the race. Mayberry, and we have people screaming in the back. I feel like they may have wrecked. But that's okay because the teammates are 1, 2, 3. Mayberry, me, and Mariel. Right now, I'm in the middle of the sandwich. And we're just going to try our best to just gap the field. Unfortunately, though, seeing Branham on the back bumper of the Ford appears that will not be the case. So it's going to be a matter of just defending best we can, continuing to do so. And we've been doing pretty well so far, even after the couple obstacles we've been thrown. I mean, you got to expect that in every NARRA race, every Roblox race, as a matter of fact. You're going to face adversities and obstacles and crashes and bad luck. You just got to get through it. Here, Branham is trying his best to make something happen, but here I'm like, all right, just hang left. These two are going to push by, so we'll be able to hold the inside. However, Branham's run is just massive. Breaks those two up. In addition to passing me, he's bouncing around. Now he's going to push Mayberry. He's probably going to look inside right here or just stay content. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Looking inside, making the move. Branham's going to go for the lead here. Here's Marty Dallas on the back bumper. There were a couple points in this race I was worried Marty Dallas was going to like wreck me. This might have been coming up here. This might have been one of those moments. Because I remember getting a little upsetty spaghetti at a point or two. Here I am. Alex doors me, just trying to regain his stance and get going straight. Marty hits me a little bit. That scares me a bit. Nothing egregious, though. And here, he gives a big push to the 4. I'm really worried we might accidentally wreck each other due to just the big momentum. I get back in front of the 4, so that way we can stay in a line. He's pushing me big time, though. We are fine. We are fine. We are fine. We're still hanging. Right here I got a big push, and I like to do, again, I like to go outside on the carousel, so I'm trying to prepare myself for that. Marty, however, goes up to 2nd. He is aggressive right now on this restart. See, if I take an inside approach because Marty washes wide here, I'm still gonna enter high so that way I can do that. At least attempt to make a good corner. If I get hit in the right rear, it at least helps me turn a little better. I did also hit Alex a little bit entering that carousel, so that was my bad there, but he got out of there relatively fine. Tanner gained the most ground in the carousel. He's up to second. And now here we are, Mayberry with a preferred line, in my opinion, entering this last corner with help from the 4. Those two get linked together quite often, and it's great to see when we can help each other. Oh my god, that was close with me and Tanner. That probably made me poop my pants a little bit. Coming to 8 to go. It's the teammates 1-2 linked ahead, and I have a little separation from them. Sorry, Tanner Campos in third. My plan is to get a huge run and take it right here. Big block from Tanner, though, a late block, and we get freaking stuck here. Like, we're just stuck. So the caution is thrown for us being stuck. So that was one of the more interesting things to happen to me in the race. Tanner with an aggressive block. I don't blame him entirely. I mean, it's getting to be crunch time just about, and I did have a big run. I don't think he thought it was that big. So just one of those racing incidents. So I'm just going to skip to the next restart because nothing interesting happens. Alright, this is fun because this is the first restart from the back of the pack today. So we'll see how I carve my way back up through here, or if I'm more patient about it. I don't remember. I guess we'll find out together. 7 to go here on this restart. We're around Mace Shroom and Alan Mooch, so I'm a little scared, and there they wreck. And we're caught up in that because I can't avoid Marty Dallas. And there is just unfortunate there by Tanner Campos. I hit him in a way that sends my car flying backwards. I'm like, okay, another little setback, but that's okay. We're going to catch. So my goal here is just set some time trial laps. In qualifying, I should have qualified front row, but I had lag issues to the point I had to restart my computer. It was bad. Like 6 or 7 different lag spikes during my quali lap, and I still qualified like 9th or something like that. So not pretty, but here I'm like, all right, since I didn't get a fair chance to do it in qualifying, let's see what I can do on my own here to catch these guys in what I hope is no more than like a lap or 2. Here's my carousel. I'm like, okay, you want to kind of get it near the apron, or near the curb. There's a big wreck, though, and once again, horrible wreck avoidance by me. These cars are just so tight and so hard to turn if you're trying to avoid a crash, going at that speed on a banked corner nonetheless. So you kind of just run straight into stuff sometimes. That's just how it be. And then here we are. They wreck again in the corner. Dylan, Mace, and other people. And here I'm just like, man, this is just not good. But thankfully, that was a big enough wreck for the caution to fly. And we're going to have a second chance here. Thank God, because I don't know if this second pack was going to catch that lead pack, because that was yikes. Countdown for the next restart here. Hopefully it's like one of the last ones. Still mired pretty far back in the pack, but still a top 10 spot. I mean, hey, that's a positive, right? Gotta look at the positives. Can't be a Debbie Downer, you know? So, after wrecking 4 times in 1 lap, here we are. We're back in contention. I see my teammates not far in front of me. They're 1st and 4th right now. I am 8th, I think. So, and up to 7th following Tanner through. Sometimes you gotta just be content. You don't have to make everything happen at once. Just make a friend or 2 along the way, you know? Help a Caleb or help a Tanner. It can help yourself too. It goes a long way. And here I'm just like, all right, give everyone plenty of space. Let's prepare for the carousel coming up. Inside of Raven, I'm going to take an inside line here and entering this carousel. Or actually, we all go single file here, which is very ideal. I see Raven hit the wall there, so I'm being very cautious. Caleb hits me and goes really wide for some reason. Caleb struggled through that carousel. He goes a lot faster than he intends to, I believe, in that corner quite a bit throughout this race, and you'll see it be relevant on the final lap coming up. But it's just a deceiving corner, to be honest, that carousel is. Alex is defending for his life, or just got squirrely. I wasn't sure which. Caleb once again doesn't brake soon enough, hits the 4 pretty big. And then it's me and the 4 hooked up. So now at the very least, I'm with another teammate, Alex Muriel. So now we can gain ground, and hopefully I'm thinking we can maybe make passes for the lead in the next lap here again. So here I'm like, okay, I don't want to get inside of Alex, but he goes wide there. I let him back in because there's no reason to make that pass. There's just no reason. Just help the guy out. Just be content. Don't be overly aggressive if you don't have to. So follow the 4 through. Coming to 4 to go next time by. So the race is getting down to the nitty gritty. And this Interstate Batteries car linking up with the Crispy on M's car. I can't quite link up with him. He's got a big draft in front of him too, which is fine. We're still gaining tons of ground, and now we're on the top 2's bumpers as we speak. So I try to get in front of Tanner here. There we go. Try to give him a push. You want to push him, but you want to give him room entering the corner, as I've emphasized many times. So here I'm like, all right, give him just enough. Go outside so I don't run into him on accident. Dylan bulldozes his way through there. Caleb goes wide again, and then hits Mayberry into the wall. He may have gotten hit from behind, though, the 15. You really don't know when someone zooms that fast by you. Dylan goes a little wide there, so we try to fill the left. And here we go into the right-hander, the scary right-hander, where everyone is trying to get better at lifting. Still could be better, but a lot better than earlier in the race at points. And now here we are, 4 to go, and I'm excited because I see the pink monster mobile behind me, Braden Mayberry, a teammate. And we're going to try to link up with the 4 here and get the triple train going back again. But the 4 hits the wall. They're wrecking. I'm trying my best to check up and just not hit it too bad. But there we hit someone around pretty bad. And that ends up being a caution flag. So we do have another restart coming up. So now we're going to see if we can get Branham, or get around Branham. Alex decides to go with the 6 here. I follow back in with these 2 and help them out. See if we can get around him on the outside. I think here I fake helping Branham and then get back with the other 3. Oh no, I just don't fake it all. I'm like, yep, not a chance. Oh, but the 4 comes down on Branham there, which forces me into the wall because he didn't have as good of a radius entering that little kink at the right. Now here we are entering the carousel. Feeling pretty good about this. Don't push into the 4, and I unfortunately do. Pretty bad. My bad, Alex Muriel. I did not mean to do that. Someone called someone a bitch, according to Caleb. But here we are entering the final right-hander to come back to the caution. Defend right, but also don't junk the 6 is my goal. Try to secure a 1-2. It's going to be a 1-3, though, with Branham drafting on the 6. I won't have too much room. Unless maybe? No. I do push the 6 to make sure he gets there, though, to at least lead at the next restart. Alrighty, and here is what I assume is the last restart coming up here. This was obviously the most pivotal part of the race. You're going to see a lot of things happen here. I'll try my best, because it all happens so fast. I'm going to try my best to call it as it happens and what I'm thinking here. We have the teammate from the lead. We are restarting 3rd, and I think Alex is right behind us. So I think we have a train right off the bat, which is very favorable for Ford Performance right now. However, we are on the left outside lane, so that is the one obstacle. I go really wide there. Not a good restart. And I think that's a common theme, actually, in the last few laps here, is going wide in turn 1 like that. Yeah, I'm going to help the 6. I don't want to help the 0-0 with draft, so I try to stay in front of the 4. As a result, Braden loses his help. I'm trying my best to give the 4 the draft, so maybe we can get by these guys on the inside. Maybe it's going to work here, maybe. At some point, I just have to get to the inside here. I don't want to get too screwed here in the late going, and hopefully Alex can connect with us at some point and find a hole. Here, I want to defend for Mayberry again, so I get to the inside of the 0-0, make sure he can't bump his ass. Here comes the 51. I kind of squeeze him down, which is fine. It actually helps both of us get through the corner. He gets the 6 a little bit, but that helps him. It doesn't go as far as the tire barrier, just in the grass a little bit. So we are 1-2 right now. Trying not to get hooked by Branham. The 4 hits me pretty good, I think harder than he meant to, and now he's going to link back up with the 6. Oh, sorry. Nice little sip of a drink there. Branham to the inside again, so here I'm going to try to help the 4, I would imagine. Yep, here we go. Here I need the 36 to not help the 0-0 until we get by him, and that's exactly what happens. Get back down, perfect. Helping the 6 again. And then here we are into the right-hander. Branham gets to my inside again. Yeah, wide and turn 1, really bad. My voice is starting to get a little worn out here. I'm trying my best, though. There, I intentionally let off so that Alex and I can run the inside. I almost hook him in a bad way, though. I think Alex right here is like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Push me better, bro. And I'm like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's 2 to go. Still plenty of time to get up to Mayberry by the end of this. But it all depends how well these two in front of us defend. Branham's a good defender. He's an aggressive defender. And Dylan's going to go for it if he gets a chance. And here he is to the right side. But that actually screws him in the long run because he doesn't have any help. Until everyone goes to the right to help him. So here you got to hope entering the outside of the carousel that you don't get screwed over. Here I get a nice crossover to get to the right side where I don't necessarily want to be, honestly. Try not to push Braden Mayberry there. But here I get a miraculous cut over. I guess that was my plan there, was to do a crossover mid-corner, knowing that people are going to send it a little further into that corner. And we are up to second with our teammate leading. Dylan has a horrible corner. I'm like, okay, let's reset now. Coming to the white flag, teammate Alex Murillo is leading, and right here, got to link up with the teammate. Got to link up with the teammate. Mayberry and I getting back up through here. Give him enough space in turn 1. I think I have another bad turn 1, dear Lord. Here I make a very aggressive move to get in front of Caleb because I'm like, okay, I might not have a chance at this if I don't get in front of him. And I had just enough reaction time to get in front of him. So here, we're losing a bit of ground, but that's okay. We don't need to be right up on them at this point in the game. Tanner slots in. I'm like, okay, I'll help him a little bit more. We've been working together a few points throughout the race. And then here we are about to enter the right kink and then the carousel. Now, Caleb Marinelli in the 15, I want you to watch him. He's going to send it and go very wide. I am trying to be as cognizant as possible to just make it out of the carousel alive. I'm going to enter the carousel on the left here. Now here, Caleb dive bombs it to the right, and I need to check up just enough to not get swept up in this. Check up just enough. All right, cool. He wipes out Tanner. Back up to 4th. And right here, I'm like, all right, they're 3 wide up ahead. Here, I'm thinking they're going to junk each other in the final corner. The best chance I have to win this race, as I get a bad curb hop there, is stake to the left, take a normal line. Just take a normal line. Here, I see these 3 are entering at the worst possible line. I'm like, oh my god, this could happen. This could happen. They wreck. They wreck. They freaking wreck. We get through, and I win the race. I almost start celebrating too soon with my wiggles here, but we win. We cross the line first in the Crispy M&M throwback, and our teammate Alex Murillo finishes second in the Interstate Batteries tribute car, in the Fanta Apple car. Even if Alex is very disappointed and freaking upset, I'm very happy in our team for getting a 1-2 and very dejected for our teammate Braden Mayberry getting 10th there, but he also had a Kyle Busch monster throwback, or tribute, I should say, back there. But yeah, we win the race off that, and we'll take one more look here at the finish. All right, so through the right kink here one last time on the final lap, about to enter the carousel. Looking at this at half speed just so this is more digestible. Yeah, right here I'm like, all right, I don't really know where I want to enter this carousel, honestly, but I'd like to enter high again, and then that way I'd be able to have a good gauge on if I need to lift somewhere or if I need to full send somewhere. Yeah, right here I'm like, okay, maybe take it normally. You see the 15 squirt out here, I'm like, oh shit. Hit the brake. Oh, you can see that my speed decreased from 170 to 130 there. Just enough. I get a nice bump from Raven as well on top of that. So here we are. And again, so this is the part I really want to dissect here. Exiting these couple winding corners here. You have Branham on the inside taking a perfect line just about. I nearly flip. I have a bad curb hop there and I go wide, but I'm like, okay, that's okay. You don't need to enter on their bumpers necessarily. Now here, they're trying to defend the inside. They don't want to get anyone inside of them, so they are all going to the right. Branham's defending Jones. For some reason, the 4 is on them as well. If I were Alex Murillo, I'd take my line and then cut in, but he hangs there. He doesn't even hit any of them, but due to him taking a shallower line, he has nowhere to go but the wall. And not gonna lie, by pure luck and just trying to think how this could pan out in all the different scenarios, I figured that was my best shot, was hang by the left wall and take a normal line. But there was a lot of luck involved for it to go down that way. And in the end, we avoid it, first of all. and then we crossed the line first, and that is how we won the race, the last race of NARRA that I did at least. And we got a 1-2 for Ford Performance Racing here with me and Alex Morrill. And it should have been a 1-2-3, honestly, if Mayberry didn't get swept up by another incident behind us. But in the end, we are good and every other team is bad. Thank you for watching this post-dubbed commentary version of this race. And we'll see you for the next Roblox race, whenever that is. It's probably going to be another Mayberry POV on NRL. So be looking forward to that. Thank you guys. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, and like the video and comment, and don't report the video for nudity because there was no nudity in this video. All right, thanks. Bye.